it's Tom from Synatomy. I hope you are fine. And if you're looking this video at 6 p.m, the NDA is finally released of Arturia's latest synthesizer release, the MiniFreak. It's a new hybrid polyphonic synthesizer which is based on the same concept as the MicroFreak, but in 6-voice polyphonic, more features, a new keyboard and so on. This video is probably a bit not scripted and a bit chaotic because I just got the unit, so 3 hours before the official release. So I want to show you only my first impression of the unboxing, and I give you probably some sounds. So let's checking out. You see it's a very traditional Arturia boxing here. MiniFreak algorithmic synthesizer, unconventional hybrid synth. And you can see it's a big synthesizer. It has many of the shapes of the original MicroFreak, but here you get a total different instrument with more power and so on. And it's not a Polyphreak, but it's a MiniFreak. And let's see here, you can see it's Sound Explorer and so on. And maybe you can also see here the features, mod matrix, touch strips. You have 2 oscillators with the same algorithm. There's also some cool way where you can turn the second oscillator in a filter or an other shaper. You can design your own LFOs and so on. There's a step sequence inside. There's a multimode analog filter. Important here is it's not a paraphonic synth, but it's true polyphonic. So they built in 6 analog filters, so you get true polyphonic playability here. There are also 6 VCAs and so on. And another big new feature of the MiniFreak are the 3 stereo digital effect slots. These are coming from the Arturia Polybrute, and there you can choose from different effects. And so this is really a big improvement compared to the MicroFreak. Very curious how they sound. And so yeah, you have here the factory, the specifications, 6-voice polyphonic, 2 oscillators and so on. Yeah, and then let's unbox it. I'm very curious. And we get here this carton, or how it's called in English. That's really nice. I love this packaging here. It's very simple, but it's really nice made. There's also more information here in France, German, Espanol, Italia, Japanese and so on. Yeah, let's unbox it further. Where can I open it? I think here. And here we go. So what we have here is a USB to big USB. Interesting, so there's no USB-C. Why they are now changing again to this one is interesting for me. Then we get our typical power supply. And we have here the MicroFreak. Whee! That's heavy. And here we go. Ooh. That's definitely heavier than the original MicroFreak with this plastic. This has really a nice weight in it, and yeah, really nice. And you can see already it's a big difference to the MicroFreak. First you get a keyboard here, a classic keyboard, so it's not a touch keyboard like the MicroFreak, but it has velocity and aftertouch, not poly aftertouch. Unfortunately, yeah, but hopefully we can then see in a Polyphreak or an Ultimate Freak with polyphonic aftertouch and real keys. Then we get here our typical sliders for the pitch and mod. That looks also really nice designed here. Then we get our modulation matrix. We get 2 oscillators. You can select them here. And what I not so love, but you can say me this in the comments, I have preferred to see here a second row of oscillators that you can perform, or you can change the oscillators both at the same time. Here you need to select, and yeah. Then you have an analog filter. This is again a XEM-based analog filter, this time 6 time for polyphonic. Then you get 2 envelopes that remains the same, so a cycling envelope and a classic ADSR envelope. And here are the new effects. You get 3 slots with type sub-effect. There are also sub-types in it, so each effect has also different types. And you get time, intensity, amount, and a master knob. And here you have typical a sequencer and some other different parameters. You have even a repeat, ratcheting, and so on. And here you have also some other for activating the arpeggiator and sequencer, macros, and so on. Yeah, it looks really nice. And you have here also a little display, a bit small again, but yeah. Then let's see on the back side. We get a big power supply input with a big on-off switch here. Then headphone, stereo output, right out, right, left out. So typical stereo. Then an audio input. Interesting here, as I said, you can turn both oscillators in sound processors, so you can input external audio and process them with wave folders and so on. That sounds really cool, and I'm looking forward to checking that out. You have also here typical hardware connectivity for external hardware, clock in, clock out, and reset. Then a sustain pedal input, USB, it's only for data, not for audio. And you get a MIDI in, MIDI out, and through on big sockets. Thanks Arturia. I'm not a fan of these little MIDI plugs, so these ones are perfect. And here you get some interesting design. Ask maybe, is there a fan inside? I don't think, but it's only a bit cosmetic. And yeah, it's made of aluminium and it's really a nice weight here. At the first look, it looks really beautiful. It's a nice shape, also nice. I think it's not too big and not too small. And yeah, let's explore it a bit, some sound demos, and then I will come later in more videos checking out more of the features, and maybe let me in the comments below what you want to see. Do you want to see more in-depth looks of the oscillators, of the filters, of the effects, and so on? Let me know in the comments below, and then yeah, I hope you enjoyed this a bit spontaneous video, and then let's explore some sounds. And this is also for me the first time checking out these sounds, so please ignore my excellent playing skills.
You